In Russia, there are several clubs where you can practice public speaking in different languages, Russian, German, English, and French. And across the globe, there are about 16,000 clubs with over 270,000 members worldwide. So what differentiates Toastmasters community and our club from other public speaking clubs? Other public speaking clubs focus mostly on casual conversation, whereas at Toastmasters, you follow the structured educational program, which is called Pathways. And this program contains a series of projects, and each project involves preparing and delivering a speech. When you move to the higher stages of this program, you might also see unusual projects such as moderating a panel discussion, but in general, you deliver and present speeches. So there are two main types of pathways. One type focus on leadership and influence, and this is perfect for those who want to develop their motivational and negotiation skills in addition to public speaking skills. And another type is focused on communication and delivery. And this is perfect for those who want to be more engaging and confident in front of the audience. What else sets Toastmasters apart is their evaluation session. And I think that this is one of the most essential parts of Toastmasters meetings. So every speech is followed by constructive feedback that you can apply to your next project. Of course, you may not listen to your personal evaluator, but it is highly recommended if you really want to improve as a public speaker. In addition to this, you not only receive feedback, you can also give feedback yourself. And when you evaluate the speech, it helps you to develop your listening skills, become more empathetic towards the speaker, and most importantly, understand what makes a speech effective and what reduces the impact of the speech. Yes, and when you join the club, you don't step onto this journey alone. There is a team of officers who helps you to get started and support you along the journey. And we also have a mentorship program where you can be paired with experienced mentors from anywhere in the world who can guide you and support you during this public speaking journey. Today's meeting is very special because it is the first meeting of the spring. Yes. So as you see, days are becoming longer. The weather is slowly getting warmer, and the whole city wakes up after long winter. And for many people, spring symbolizes new beginnings. And I hope that for many of you, this meeting will be the beginning of a beautiful public speaking journey or the continuation of the story that is already unfolding here. So before we move to the main part of our meeting, I would like to welcome our guests. Today we have an online guest, Daria Logacheva. Please, can you unmute yourself?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for joining. We are glad that you are here with us. Please tell us something about yourself. Why are you here, and how you found our club?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Dasha, and I'm so happy to be here, but I'm a little bit anxious. So I'm leading meditation groups, and I help people with mental health issues. So, and I'm here. Hello, everyone. Yeah, and I'm here because some of member of your group invited me. Alina invited me, and yeah, thank you again. So I'm here because I want to improve my speaking skills because I like speak. You know, I can do it maybe about 40 hours and it will be easy for me. So, but I have to improve it, especially in English because my English is not good. Well, that's why I'm here, and I hope that it will be great journey for me. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Daria, for joining us online, and I do hope that next time you will visit us on site.
All right, we have bad internet connection.
Plays a bigger role. Okay. So, could you please share why in just in 1 or 2 sentences? Why do you think so?
I believe in destiny.
Why?
Because we cannot control anything in our lives, and what meant to be happen, it will happen anyway.
Okay, thank you. And what about other perspective? So you think that you can control your life, and fate also influences your life as well?
I think that they are both similar in a way that you need it to feel comfortable, because it's one of the things that drive your point of view. I believe in this particular question.
Okay.
So if you're comfortable with the way to know your life, then all right.
Okay, maybe someone else wants to share their opinion. Okay.
Yeah, I raised my hand on the first question. I think that I can control my life in the way that I can control my attitude to the things which are happening. And if something sad happens in my life, then only I can make it sad for me. Or I can just control my attitude that it is something which maybe in future will be not that sad as I feel it now. And I don't give the fate the control over my life, because I try every time to think what this situation in my life leads me to.
So you mean that you control your perception of things that happen to you? Okay. Dima? Thank you.
I think I am a bit on my life. I have several information that when I have problems, I try to gladly solve these problems, and life gives you the necessary instruments to solve these problems.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I see that we have different.
There was one more. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Christine. Okay.
So I will that fate has a part in our life, but still we can choose our choices. For example, fate can offer us some circumstances or situations, but we can choose what we will do in this situation, for example.
So you believe you can change the circumstances?
Not change, but I think our attitude or like not only perception, but what we will do in this situation.
Okay, thank you, guys. Yuri?
Wanna make God laugh? Tell him about your plans.
I like this quote. Yeah, thank you for sharing your opinion. In life, some things happen unexpectedly. We meet people, we discover opportunities, and we face situations that we have never planned. So some call it chance, others luck, fate, or just circumstances that are beyond our control. But what we decide to do next with these circumstances is our choice. And in psychology, there is even a concept that explains these different ways of seeing the world, and it is called locus of control. Maybe some of you have heard about this concept, and it was developed by the psychologist Julian Rotter. So people with an internal locus of control believe that they can influence events and their outcomes through their own efforts, actions, and decisions. And they tend to feel responsible for both their successes and failures. And on contrary, people with an external locus of control believe that external forces like fate, luck, or other people have more influence over their lives and outcomes. And they often feel that they don't have control over what happens to them. So let me share my personal story to illustrate this idea. I will not dive into complicated and boring psychological theory. Instead, I will explain this concept through my own experience, and I hope that you will not judge me afterwards.
Don't worry.
Okay. You promised me. Okay.
We will not tell you.
Okay, about 10 years ago, I had to pass one of the most difficult exams at my university, physical and colloidal chemistry. I know that at least 2 or 3 people in this room have taken this exam. No. So probably you understand what I mean. So I studied very hard. I solved a lot of tasks and I practiced more than 600 test questions. And my goal was clear. I wanted an excellent grade or at least a good one to save my scholarship. And honestly, my self-esteem as well. So there were several professors who could examine students, and as always, there were kind ones, and some of them were extremely strict. And on the day of the exam, our group was suddenly told that we should go to the exam room with one of the most strictest and biased professors. And it was the one everyone was afraid of. And what made it worse? Several days ago, we have been assured that our group would not be assigned to this professor. So I was terrified because I studied a lot to risk everything. And then I looked around and I noticed another exam room. And it was almost empty. There were some students and professors, including the one who had taught me during the semester. And at that moment, I thought, should I surrender to my fate and go to the strict professor? Or should I take a small risk and go into another exam room? Yes. And I thought, if they ask me to leave, I will accept my fate and go back. But at least I will try. So I walked into another exam room and two of my group mates decided to follow me. And do you know what happened? No one asked us to leave. And I received an exam ticket with relatively good questions. I answered all of them, and the professor examined me. So the whole exam lasted for me less than 1 minute, and of course, I got the highest grade. Thank you. And my group mates who followed me also received good or excellent grades. Meanwhile, the rest of the group that stayed in another exam room, they stayed there until late night. And this crazy professor was tormenting them with her questions. And as it was expected, many students received poor marks, and even those who had only excellent and good grades before. So when I look back at that moment, I ask myself, if I had a completely external locus of control, I might have said, well, bad luck, strict professor, there is nothing I can do. But in that moment, I chose to act as if my decision could still influence the outcome. Of course, I couldn't control which professor was assigned to our group, or I couldn't control the last-minute changes that sent us to this strict professor. Those were circumstances that many might call chance or fate. But I could control what I decided to do next. My choice was to walk into another exam room, and my willingness to take a small risk instead of passively accepting this situation. So the truth about our level of control often resides not in their circumstances themselves, but in our perception of them. Between their real and perceived levels of control is a choice. The choice to believe in ourselves and in our ability to influence the outcomes. So if we believe in our power to change our lives, we are more likely to take chances, act boldly, and feel confident in our own autonomy. And this mindset can be nurtured throughout our life. And in every life story, we can see two layers, what we could control and what we couldn't control. And life gives us circumstances that we don't often choose, but we can also always choose how we respond to those circumstances. So to help us reflect further on this idea, I would like to invite to the stage our speaker who will present the thought of the day. So Arina, please come to the stage.
Somehow it's even more nerve-wracking than the table talks. Even though I'm prepared, I think. Well, chance versus choice. In other words, luck versus our personal actions. On the one hand, luck can help us dramatically. Let's face it, in the modern world, it's hard to make it to the top on raw talent alone. Unfortunately, that's truth. That's the truth. You might excel yourself. You might invest a great deal of time and effort and still get no result. In fact, that wouldn't be something out of ordinary. So such a scenario might occur unless you are given a one single chance to turn your daydreams into actual achievements. That's what we call luck. On the other hand, if you're not lucky enough, and actually most people think that they're not, so-called choice starts to play its role. Personal input is hard to replace. It's impossible to replace, I should say. If you actually put in effort, your achievements might go recognized by the general public. You might create something important, something unbelievable. If you set a certain goal for your personal achievement and don't measure yourself against anyone else, then everything is possible, regardless of luck. So that brings me to the conclusion. Chance versus choice. My suggestion is that it's not the right way to put it. Why don't we just cross out versus and replace it with and? Chance and choice. After all, they don't actually depend on us in any way, and it's hard to decide which one affects our life more. As for me, I strongly believe that luck and personal actions usually work together, and they rarely contradict. So that is the thought of the day that I've been trying to convey to you, and I really hope that my idea has actually turned out to be at least a little bit thought-provoking.
Thank you, Arina, for such a deep reflection on the topic. So time is one of few things that we cannot fully control, but how we use it, it is always our choice. That's why our timer plays an important role in tonight's meeting, and I would like to welcome on the stage Kristina Zaitseva.
Hi everyone, I'm today's timer and I will account your today's time of our speakers' speeches. My name is Kristina Zaitseva, as I thought, and I also alert each speakers of the time they have left using green. Give me a second. Green, yellow, or red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Should I say about each part of the speech? Timing or not? Is it enough? So I think for most today's speeches, it will be at 4 minutes, I will show a yellow card, and at 5 minutes, I will raise, at 4, I will raise green cards, at 5, I will raise yellow card, and at 6, I'll raise the red one. Thank you for all of you. Yeah, that's all you could say.
Thank you, Kristina. So there are external forces beyond our control. Otherwise, we wouldn't let so many arms and us sneak into our speeches. So people with internal locus of control work hard on their speeches and try to pay attention to filler sounds and overused words. So tonight our counter will help us spot these little words and give feedback so that we can speak more clearly next time. So please welcome Anna on the stage.
Tell the truth, I don't think that filler sounds is our choice. So we make them involuntarily. Right, it's very difficult to control them. So, but there are some tips. I hope I will use them right. I'm trying to use them right now. So, speak slower. When you speak slower, you have some time to think over the thoughts you are going to produce. And the second thing, people recommend to make pauses instead of the sounds. So my role for today is to record and note the usage of these unnecessary words, and in the end, I will give my report. Okay?
Okay. The psychologist Richard Wiseman wanted to understand why some people consistently get lucky while others struggle with bad luck. And for his experiment, he gathered people who considered themselves either lucky or unlucky. And each participant was given a newspaper and asked to count the number of photographs inside. Interestingly, the people who considered themselves as unlucky took about 2 minutes on average to complete the task, while those who considered themselves lucky finished in just a few seconds. So what happened? What happened? On page 2, there was a large bold message. Stop counting. There are 43 photographs in this newspaper. Later, another message said, stop counting. Tell the experimenter you have seen this and win 100 pounds. So the lucky participants noticed the messages, followed the instructions, and finished very quickly. And the unlucky participants either missed the message or ignored them and kept counting. So both groups had exactly the same chance to see the opportunity. And the difference was choice and attentiveness. So the so-called lucky people were simply paying attention and acted on what they noticed. So this shows us that life presents opportunities all the time, but it's our awareness and choices that determine whether we see them or not. So tonight, our quiz master will put our attentiveness to this test. So please welcome Anna Chesnakova to the stage.
Hello, dear Toastmasters, dear Toastmasters and guests. I'm your quiz master today, so I'm going to listen to everybody very attentively and pick out some interesting, curious information you're telling us about. And then at the end of the meeting, I'm going to ask you some questions. So please be careful, listeners. Thank you very much.
So now it's time for our members to take the stage with their prepared speeches. And our first speaker for today is Lazar Markovich with his icebreaker speech titled Learning to Stand on Slippery Ground. And this is level 1 project from the Engaging Humor Pathway. And the purpose of this project to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of the speech. So as you listen to Lazar, please notice how he builds his story with a clear introduction, body, and conclusion. Please welcome Lazar.
Hey guys, Before I start, I just want to say that my name is Lazar, and people in my country call me Lucky. I don't know why. It's the truth. So it's not connected with my speech, but I just want to say it. Okay, so I should probably bring a notebook next time with me. I like it. Every year, winter reminds me that it's slippery outside. I'm 41 years old and I've been through many winters, and still every year I got reminded from winter one more time that it's slippery outside and I have to be very careful, not to fall down, not to break something. I've been thinking about this lately pretty much because my life was actually felt pretty much like walking on ice, quite not stable and quite actually not fitting anywhere. That's how I felt. Tonight I want to talk to you about the winters I survived, falls I've taken, and why actually I decided at 41 years old to learn how to stand properly. I was born in Serbia in 1984 in a big family. Actually, I grew up with my two sisters and my grandmother and grandfather and father and mother. It was 7 of us in 2 houses living there next to each other with a lot of love and hate, with a lot of great energy and problems. And later on, actually, my father got remarried again. And when I was 30 years old, I got a brother from my father. And when I was 40 years old, I got a sister from my father. So I have a sister who is 1 year old. And I cannot wait to turn 50 to see, am I going to get brother or sister? My father is pretty active fellow, and in 9 years he will be 76, and I'm sure that is not going to stop him. Okay, so I really loved our time together, because with big family you always you enjoy it. And I remember my grandma used to when we had holidays, I used to ask my grandma to have a glass of wine, because after a glass of wine she used to start her stories, and she always told me I was the most beautiful girl in all the villages around, and every man wanted to marry me. And I knew how to dance and stuff, and I was like always wondering, why did you marry our grandpa then? And she said because he was quiet, he didn't drink, and he didn't beat her. Actually, that was actually her reply. And at that time, it was very, actually it was the woman in Serbia was lucky if she was not beaten like 65, 70 years ago. And today in Serbia is it's a little bit different, because you're not lucky if no, I'm sorry, forget about that. Okay, so I'm sorry, just how much I have? 2 more minutes? 2 more minutes? Oh, I'm sorry. So okay. So the thing, I'm gonna skip a little bit my schedule, because it's not okay. Actually, why I joined Toastmasters? I just I said this before. 7 years ago, I think that I recognized Anna. She told me she may be there. 7 years ago, I went to my first Toastmasters, one and only one, and the host asked me to say something about myself. And she asked me 5, 6, 7 times, and I was just sitting down, and I just realized, no, not today. I'm not going to do it. It's not for me. I cannot do it. I really felt a big fear. And I still feel that fear, but just a little bit different because of all of you guys, and now I know you. So I understand that I'm getting some jedinički from my evaluator right now at the moment. Why actually? Oh, one more. Okay, so why I'm here is I really want to change it. I really want to do something in my life, and I decided that I'm going to take my life in my hands and learn to stand. Thank you. Never ever. Ой. Спасибо.
Okay. Our next speaker will present a speech titled Why We Believe Myths and How to Stop Falling for Them. And this is a level 1 project from the Dynamic Leadership Pathway called Writing a Speech with Purpose. The purpose of the speech is to present a well-organized speech on any topic. So as you listen to our speaker, see how he structures his ideas and builds a clear message for the audience. So I would like to invite to the stage Dmitry Dubrovsky.
Switch on the presentation. Good evening. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Please, next slide. Albert Einstein once joked, two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. My story begins last year at a barbecue with my friends. As usual, we talked about everything: wars, inflation, the environment, all the problems of humanity. But one topic caught attention to me when my friends started to talking about the harm of plastic. Because I've worked in plastic industry for many years and know something about this modern material. And I asking myself, why people so easily believe in myths that the plastic is bad for our environment? I found some explanation why the fake news and lies spread more faster than the truth. Lies is simple, truth is complex. Lies are emotional, truth requires explanation. Lies is okay. And from the research from MIT University, they found that lies spread 6 times faster than the truth. Next slide. Who believes that plastic is a bad material for our planet? Please raise your hand. So many people. That myth number 1. Many media and green activists spread scary information and images like this one. Of course, waste in the ocean like this, it's a disaster. I agree with you. But let's look from the science point of view on this problem. Science uses the concept of life cycle analysis. Can you please, next slide. They are measured how much energy and resources you need to produce, transport, use, and dispose the for a material. In this table, you can show that the plastic bottle is more greener than a bottle made from alternative material like glass or aluminum. It requires less energy than produce greenhouse gas and waste. If we want to change plastic for another material, it will be very bad for our environment. The truth, the word is complex. Myths makes it simple. Please, next slide. Myth number 2. Who believe that our planet is overpopulated? Yes, if we show on this graph, we see that our population go to the moon. This myth is 200 years old. Every generation has heard there is not enough food, enough energy, and everything will collapse. But if we analyze data more carefully, please next slide, we can see another picture. This graph prepared by the data from United Nations and shows the forecast to 2100 years. and you can see this blue line shows the population in our planet. You can see the population grows to the max and go to the plateau. This is red line is maximum capacity of our planet. You can see there is enough space for us and you don't be aware for the future. Word is complex. Myths make it simple. Please, next slide. The myth number 3. The ecology of our planet is getting worse. Who believes in these myths? Yes, of course, we have serious challenges. Climate change, biodiversity lost, and we have pollution. But if our ecology getting worse and worse, why we live longer every year? In this graph, we can see the life expectancy for people in our planet. And every decade, these parameters increased. Of course, its parameters are very complex. It depends on many factors, but one of these is ecology. Many developed countries has decreased their air pollution because they use renewable energy and improve their technology. What can I say by what connects these myths? They offer simple explanation for a complex world. What I recommend now, 3 simple steps. First, when you try to share information, please check the source. Check the source. Second, ask yourself, what data supports this claim? Maybe there is another perspective of this situation. And the third step, please use artificial intelligence to verify your information. It takes minutes, but it can save years of misunderstanding. It will be a little step for people, but a giant leap for mankind. Myths, manipulators, and fears will always exist. The question is not about it. The question will about us. Can we think critically? Thank you.
Okay, and our third speaker for tonight is Irina Vladimirova with a speech titled Faces in Melody. This is a level 1 project from the presentation mastery pathway called Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. And the purpose of this project is to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance speech. So please welcome Irina to the stage.
Through the history of arts, one of the central questions has been the representation of human being. Sculptures, painters, and writers has long thought to capture a personal appearance, character, and even inner world. Music, however, does not possess a concrete words or visual images in the same way that other arts do. How can this raise an interesting question? How music portrays a person? The answer is we must first consider how people perceive others. Next slide, please. There are four perceptions that people see each other. Visual appearance. I see you, I understand you, your appearance, your gesture, your facial expression. Tell me, please, a few words, any few words. Thank you. Auditory, intonation, voice, and manner of speaking. Kinesthetic, sensation, action, and being close to each other. And of course, digital, through meaning, words, and actions. People do not create music, but the combination of sounds can also reflect their essence. Next slide, please. The main task for portrait artists is to convey a truthful image of a real person, even through the artistic personal interpretation. Thus, the depiction of a person seems to be a key feature that distinguish portrait from another images. However, in music, this distinguish is not so clear. Next slide, please. This is so difficult to speak about a person as only subject of the portrait, because in music, one of any genre or themes is almost always present. Elements of the human. I mean, there is feelings or attitude of any composer in any piece of music. Next slide, please. And you can see a group of people that describe in the piece of music, and it's so difficult to recognize even in the opera of Rimsky-Korsakov, Kitesh, Mongol hordes and Russian soldier battle. The same example, Alexander Nevsky and Sergei Prokofiev, Russian people and crusaders. It's not clear that you may easily recognize. Next slide, please. The art and the literature in art and literature, a portrait is a creative image closely connected to reality. Actually, a portrait is a documentary quality, has document quality. The music criteria for depicting a person are much less clear. Next slide. A music portrait is a sound-based image of people. Sometimes music is combined with words like aria, romance, or opera, which can make music make a portrait is more literally. Composer also may use a program title to express what was their attitude in the music piece. There are 4 types of portrait, like emotional, character, life story portrait, and autobiographical portrait. Next slide, please. The most popular portrait through emotion, because it's express the composer emotion through any piece of music. Manon is cheerful and carefree. Antonina is majestic. Mimi is lyrical. Next slide. Character portrait in music come from theater, like a theatrical mask. They simplify human complexity into a type rather than individual. For listener to recognize a actor, their portrait must highlight key personal traits. One common method the composer uses is to model the character movement. For example, the old writer Chronomer, he used special equipment to write books, and the music may express how he writes, so how he did his monotone work. Next slide, please. Unlike the emotional and character portrait, the music portrait biography can convey a personal development over time and evaluation of their personality. You can find example like 15 Mysteries of Henrik Franz Weber. They illustrate biblical text, and Don Quixote, if you know, they battle in different way, and then he developed himself during his adventure. Those portraying person music is a complex task. Therefore, through their criteria of portrait in music is not so clear as in other type of art, but still composer find powerful way how to express the sense of human being. And this raises a final question for us as listener, please. When we hear music, are we only hearing sounds, or are we also sensing the presence of the person behind them? Thank you. Меня сережки стучали, я надеюсь, что...
Okay, thank you, Lina. So, time for a break. We have 5 minutes. So, please, you can start.
Да, Дашенька, у нас 5 минут перерыв. Через 5 минут вернемся, пока отключаю звук.
Окей.
Okay, guys, welcome back. And it's time for one of the most exciting parts of our meeting, the table topics session. Yes, where we can all practice our impromptu speaking skills. And I would like to welcome to the stage our table topics master, Dmitry Arutюнян.
So, do I have 30 seconds? All right, guys. I will be your today's table topics master, and our theme is chance versus choice. I actually thought quite a lot about how this table topics session will be run, and I will tell you about it in just a couple of seconds. But first of all, I would like to speculate a little bit on the theme of our today's meeting. And what I would like to ask is there anyone in this room who is not familiar with the game of poker? Oh, nice. Okay. Is there anyone who isn't familiar with the general concept of poker? All right. The general concept of poker is dependent on the type of the game you're playing. Is you have some cards, your opponent has some cards, and there are certain rules which make you either win or lose. And there is some bluffing in this game. It's quite easy, actually. But the main problem is that some cards are really bad, right? Sometimes luck isn't on your side, and it's natural. And there is, I think, the worst combination of cards. That's 2 and a 7. You will never find worst combination of cards. And if you play with your eyes closed, holding 2 and a 7 in your hand, you will probably lose. And if you're playing on money, you will lose some money. So if you're talking about chance versus choice, I think you would be wise enough to make a choice to fold this hand. So how this table topic session will be run? You will have a choice. Yeah. I will not force you to do anything. And you will have 30 seconds before each theme. So first of all, you will have a chance to choose between 4 colors: red, blue, green, and yellow, and 5 numbers from 1 to 5 accordingly. And you tell me the combination, and no, I get some money. So do we have any volunteers? Daniel?
My favorite color is blue.
All right, and your number?
4.
Blue 4 on the deck. Tell us about a time when careful preparation helped you take advantage of an unexpected opportunity. Daniel, the floor is yours.
Do you know any idea how I spent my solid 30 months of Toastmasters life in St. Petersburg? I devoted it for impromptu speaking multiplied by very, how to say, almost life-threatening life conditioning in the morning of Saturday. Because I enjoyed Friday evening and everything related to this and St. Petersburg activity. How I explain it to myself? When I came to every meeting with life supporting mechanism on my hand. I told people, I am Toastmaster of the day. I'm not prepared, but everything will be all right. I have a prepared speech. 30 seconds, I will be ready. I explained it to myself and to everybody that in my profession, I'm always in bad physical condition due to traveling, due to jet lag, due to anything. And I need to perform not in front of cheerful Alina, not in front of cheerful Dmitry, but in front of stakeholders, decision makers who don't know me. And 30 months of zero preparation and a lot of life force made me very prepared to out of the blue meetings with high profile people from Emirates when there is no agenda, no everything. It's just Daniil sitting, very high profile guys from our company sitting, and I improvise about hydrocarbon processing. And all these meetings, they were very chaotic and they threatened my career. But instead, I excelled because I did it for 30 straight months and I know how my organism will respond and what to do with my words, ideas, thoughts. Just simple plan, opening, 3 main points, closure, opening question, and everything Toastmasters escalate. Easy. Thank you.
Yes, Danny's speech was actually wonderful because it was about choice, right? And now I think it's Ksyusha's time. Yep.
One. Red.
Red one. All right. Red one. Tell us about a moment when you made a bold decision without knowing the outcome. Was it a risk worth taking? What was yours?
Can you repeat?
Tell us about a moment when you made a bold decision. Bold. Yes. Yes. Without knowing the outcome, the result.
Okay.
Yes. Was it a risk? Yeah.
Right now.
Was it a risk worth taking? So.
Okay. How time is it? Every day. Every day in my life, Dima. I take decision when I don't when I no prepare to my result this decision, and our people in this auditory the same strategy. I know Alina, Samira, Sasha. Okay, every day. It's my usual lifestyle. It's enough.
All right. Yeah. All right, Alina. So, what's your poison?
The color is blue.
All right.
And the number, let it be 5.
E5. So we have a B5 here.
B5.
All right. When making important life decisions, how do you balance logic and intuition? That's gonna be fun, right?
Okay, I was laughing too hard. Could you please repeat the question?
Like where your life is at stake.
Yeah, like coming on stage right now.
How do you balance logic and intuition?
I have 30 seconds to think. Every day. Every day is the same. Honestly, every day is literally the same to me because it doesn't matter if I'm making a big life choice or it's a decision which doesn't matter. You think it doesn't matter, but it might think have a very important role in your life. I believe I make decisions in each and every situation equivalently the same. I just make a decision. That's a bummer, guys, right? And doesn't matter if it's a life, it's a big, life one decision, right? Or it's just what I'm gonna have for my breakfast. The easiest way to make a decision is just, you're gonna love it. Listen to your heart. Honestly, guys, doesn't matter which decision you make, it's the right decision at the same, it's exact this moment. And you might regret it afterwards. You might like it. You might will be, oh yes, thank God I made this decision. Yes, but even if it wrong decision in the end, you made it, and you just have to accept this, right? So yeah, be easy on yourself. Don't judge yourself, and trust your guards, trust your heart, follow your body, and make love. Thank you.
Thank you. So this this was on the chance side, I believe. All right. Do we have yes? Yes. All right. I think we have time for Yuri. Yuri on stage. So, what's your poison?
Okay, my poison. Okay, laughing gas is my poison. But in terms of okay, let's be red 8. Okay, 8 is available.
No, from 1 to 5.
Okay, okay, let it be 3.
Red 3. So, go. All right. Question. Describe a time when life forced a decision on you. How did you take control of the situation? Do you need me to repeat?
No.
All right. So the stage is yours.
Okay. Let's assume 30 seconds is over. Well, actually, nothing funny, nothing interesting, nothing unusual, because I have faced such situations during my life lots of times. So, okay. In my humble opinion, shortage of time is a very bad advisor. So, and many gaslighters create fake shortage of time, and especially market directors marketing cheap, stupid tricks. So this is the last opportunity. So the last discount is available only tonight. So tomorrow there will be no discount. Such yes, cheap actually marketing trick. So probably my answer gonna be original. Shortage of time is a bad advisor. And okay, how wise person differs from a clever one? Wise person will never answer at once, unlike a clever person. So I'm trying to grow a wise person, my inner person deep inside. So the shortage of time is practically always a bad advisor. How much time have I at my disposal? So I never, shortage of time has never been a good advisor to me. That's it.
Thank you very much for your speech. And now I think we have time for the final one, Vera. So.
Green 4, yeah.
I never
Green.
I never had a green.
Green was one of the options.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever stayed in a situation longer than you planned because it felt right?
Oh.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
you can choose whatever you would like for this. The stage is yours.
I need to. There's so many memories flashing in my mind right now. It's hard to choose. If some of you already know, but I'm an English teacher right now. And thank you. Thank you very much. But that was not the plan. Originally, that was not the plan. I actually studied criminology at university with philosophy, 2 subjects. What I was going to do with that, I have no idea. Don't ask me. Not become an English teacher. What happened after university? I couldn't find a job in my specialization because I was 21, I had no work experience, and I wanted to work with criminals. And they looked at me, you 21, go get some experience. So I did. I thought, you know what? I am going to travel the world and get some experience. I found a charity with criminals. Unfortunately, that's a different story for another time. I found a charity that sends you abroad and you volunteer with people with disabilities, not criminals, with people with disabilities. And it was only supposed to be 3 months. And when I arrived there, I spent 3 months working, getting to know people from a different culture. And I was like, why am I trying to get a job in the UK where I can just travel full time? And after that, I spent 7 years traveling and teaching English as a foreign language. I would say that very much describes the situation I was not planning to spend a long time in, but I ended up staying, and maybe even one day I will go back to that. That's it. You can applaud, yes. You can applaud. Thank you.
So I think there's another one chance. Danya, we are losing. Maybe we have, yes, one more. Yes. Dasha, do you want to have a go?
Yeah, maybe I should try.
So choose your color and the number.
Okay, green and 2.
Green 2. All right. Tell us about a moment when something unexpected changed your plans, like drastically.
Okay.
And you have 30 seconds to prepare if you need time to.
All right. I guess I'm ready. Well, it was 2022, and I decided to make my first immigration, and I decided, can I see, can you turn, yeah, thank you. So, yeah, I decided to make my first immigration, and I bought a ticket to Georgia because I was sure that I had to go to this country to my first immigration because everyone did this. Everyone chose this country. Well, and but my ticket was canceled, and I was upset, but I bought another ticket. So, and this ticket was canceled too. And I bought a ticket to Armenia because I thought, okay, I'll go to Armenia and then I'll go to Georgia by bus. But I came to Armenia. I was there for 1 week, and then I found a job. And after 1 month, I found another job, and so I stayed in Armenia for 3 years. Yeah, I guess that's the story when I tried to immigrate to Georgia, but I lived in Armenia for 3 years. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Dasha. I think it's time to move on to general evaluator, right? Yes, but we have no internet. I think yeah, it would be wonderful to vote. Huh? Wi-Fi available? Yes. It is available. All right. All right, guys. Then, if Wi-Fi is available, I think we can use some old timers techniques. If internet isn't working, it wouldn't help. We can pass the paper. Yeah. Yes, and you will have an opportunity to connect to Wi-Fi and vote for the best speech. All right. And oh, wonderful. Они через мой слушают. Я скажу больше, у меня еще установлен VPN.
Везде слушают.
Да, да. По всему миру, только... Не, ну вот вы шутите, ну то телеконнекшн есть вообще. Это positive thinking. Right. Guys, did Wi-Fi start working? Yes? Wonderful. So now you can vote. In our group, there must be a link. Yeah. Yes. On where you will have an opportunity to choose between all the speeches that were conducted and choose whichever one you like the best. And now I call to the stage our general evaluator, Alexander. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice combination. Topic master calling general evaluator to the stage, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't remind you guys that we're French club, and you, especially 3 of you, I know 4 of you will compete with French club and other clubs in 1 week in the same place, area contest, and I will contact you all because we need in 1 week 21. How 1 week at one. Experts and quiz for everybody. I would like to start from personal evaluations, but following St. Petersburg tradition, how we create. You? Okay, I won't eat the bread of personal evaluator. I will give the floor to Valeria Pogorelova to evaluate first speech of Lazar.
Thank you very much.
It's me again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we witnessed Lazar's icebreaker today, and from your reaction that I noticed, it was very successful. Yes? You enjoying yourself? And naturally, we have a tradition in the club when someone comes on stage with their first speech, with their icebreaker speech, we want to congratulate them all by standing up and giving Lazar. Well done. Well done. All right. Lazar, I was very surprised that I noticed a lot of advanced elements in your speech already. And I see by the shock of your face, you're like, what? Advanced elements? I will tell you which ones, don't worry. Firstly, I think one of the best ways to connect with an audience is to show your introspection, to show your inner thoughts. Lazar, once he started his speech, he spoke about winter and what winter reminds him of. He said, every winter reminds me that the ground becomes slippery. And that little insight creates a connection between a person you don't know here on stage and you start to see the way they think, the way they feel. I love that. I really did. And I'm actually going to use that in my own speeches. So advanced element number 1. Another advanced element was using metaphors. Do you remember what metaphor Lazar used? Anyone? We were speaking about winter. Standing on the title, yes, thank you. Standing on slippery ground. He told us that he will tell us about the winters he lived and about the falls he'd taken. He was not talking literally about the winters that he lived in or actually fall in. He was using metaphors. And this is where I would have loved to hear more about that. But I know you got rushed. You saw the card. That's very normal. You thought, okay, I need to quickly finish and get off stage. This is the point where you can challenge yourself. Where you see the card, relax, keep your calm. The most important person is you. You control the stage. When you are here, you're the speaker. You tell us what to do. You don't need to be rude, of course, and tell the timer, shut up. You don't need to do that. But you are in control. You can choose how you get to the end. We don't know what you wrote. And this will come with practice. This was your first speech. So it's very normal that you're like, oh, quick, I need to finish. I need to get off stage. No, you're here. You are the man. You're the main person we are listening to. So this is the thing to challenge yourself on. And one more thing, if you noticed, you started your speech like this, very closed body language. Again, very normal for a first-time speaker. As soon as we laughed at your first joke, oh, you opened up. We realized you have hands and hand gestures, and you became a lot more relaxed. This is another thing to work on. Try to focus on your message, on the value of your story, because that can give you confidence and not the reaction of the audience. It's very normal to, once you hear laughter, you're like, oh yes, they like me, they want to listen to me, and you feel more comfortable. But you won't get that all the time, and you will have different audiences, audience you don't know. So try to change the focus from the outside to the inside, to the value of your message. So that's another thing to, as you go on your journey for your future speeches, really focus on, do I believe in what I'm saying? Do I believe in the value of my message? But I have to say, this is a very successful first speech. I mentioned the metaphors, the introspection, the stories that I really want to hear more. And that's a sign of a good speech, when you want to hear more of them. So come back, tell us more about the story, connect all your elements, and keep practicing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to English teacher for having eaten, yes, my bread because you have so much to say as a teacher from your experience, and I spell every word in English to shine bright on the stage. Now, I would like to call to the stage our next personal evaluator, Daniil Filonov.
Do you have any idea how a professional engineer approach any challenge? He just opens a manual and goes from A to Z. For example, Toastmaster manual suggests that the opening of the speech should contain quote or joke. Dmitry just combined both of them. It's very easy. Then in the manual it's written, the perfect body consists of 3 parts. Done. In the closure, you might use call to action. What was call to action, Samira? Yes. Don't believe in myths. Think critically. And if you want to prove any point, use data. And now we know that the lies is spread exactly six times faster than the truth. 3 is a magic number. And Dmitry provides exactly 3 recommendations. Check the source, check the data that suppose claim, and verify using AI. So I think from the structure point of view, everything was extremely clear and perfect. Normally, I don't recommend using slides while on level 2 or while on level 1 or 2, because you need to first learn how to connect with the audience. However, Dmitry was very confident in front of us, and slides didn't prevent him from interaction with us. He asked questions, he used our answers. However, I can't say anything about his body language because all my attention was here. Some slides contained a lot of data, and I needed to figure out where to look. One small recommendation: if there is a table with 4 rows, you might use animation to highlight. For example, energy savings for plastics, or just professionally use your hand. It looks very good. To be honest with you, I strongly believe that plastic is still very harmful for the environment. I understand energy savings, but my belief is beyond energy savings and everything. So my recommendation is to ask exactly, why do you think it's harmful? Or why do you think that our planet is overpopulated? And then you work with this exact belief. For example, with overpopulation, Dmitry said technologies. I needed some, or the audience needed some examples. For example, 100 years ago, ammonia and fertilizers were invented by Fritz Gaber. Now we have a lot of food. 50 years ago, logistics became very easy. 20 years ago, we learned how to build cities in the desert, like Dubai. You see, technologies makes everything very easy. So very vivid examples of some broad term. On the other hand, probably Dmitry wanted to fuel some discussion. After such a presentation, you want to personally connect with Dmitry somewhere after the meeting and ask some question about plastics. And it's very good that Dmitry presented himself as an expert, that he used to work for a company which knows everything about plastic, how to make it, how to process it. You can use this trick. I always wanted to tell you something about my industry. I thought it would be very boring for you. I became inspired by Dmitry, so more diesel discussion incoming. So overall, great performance, great usage of manual, just checking every item that needs to be done. You might work on what exactly in the head of the audience or the client and use it to provide exact data and make them believe in what you say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Daniel, for this small masterclass and long evaluation. Let me remind you that you are a participant in 1 week and a half in evaluation contest. Please keep track on time. Not to be disqualified.
Even Greek?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Just 20 seconds. Ah, not disqualified. In this case, perfect. Okay. Okay. And also, I like the way you focused on the slides, because I used to present speech on the stage recently, and I have a lot of images on key actions of my story, and I wave these slides because I decided to do it with my gestures to enhance visualization. And you are right, if you send us to slide, you lose some time your gestures and auditory focus on the screen. It's a great remark. And now I would like to invite, last but not the least, yes, Alexander Baranov to evaluate Irina Vladimirova.
Irina, thank you for your great speech. I remember that I evaluated your first speech, your icebreaker, and now I want to say that today's speech was a great step or even a jump forward as compared to the first one. Today's speech was focused, and my focus was drawn to your body language and vocal variety, so I will focus only on those things. Although there were also things in your speech which may be evaluated, may be made better. You used so many great things in your speech, in your performance today. You used contact with the audience. You used eye contacts. You even asked questions. And when you contacted the audience, your pitch of voice and your sound was different. It was more liveful. It made your speech more colorful. You looked less stressed today. You looked solid. You looked in control. You also used materials. I agree partly with Daniil that maybe on the first steps in speaking, in public speaking, they may distract the speaker. But why not try? You are at your second speech, and now you have the chance to reflect whether the materials helped you or they distracted you, whether they helped you remember the speech and stick to the points, or they disregarded you and moved your focus from the audience and from the speech and from your feelings. So maybe you can reflect on this by yourself. You used space of the stage. When I had your first speech, you just stuck to one point in one pose. You were stressed, and now you used 4 times more space than it was, and this is a great step forward. You made pauses, which is great for the perception of your speech, and so that the audience may reflect what you say and why you say it. Your gestures were natural when there were gestures. Not always you had the chance to make gestures because you had materials in your hands. I will notice one more point at the end, which was great. What you may work on. Your presentation was here on the right, and it was a great gesture when you showed to the presentation. This made you look as a great speaker, as a professional, as a person who knows the material and tries to draw the attention of the audience to the essence. But the left side of the audience was left out. So you only were focused here, and those persons were involved, and maybe the people on the left felt less engaged. You may also work on your vocal variety, especially in the parts, I wrote it down, when your speech was about portraits through emotion and portraits biography. This made a great field for vocal variety when you spoke about Don Quixote and the fights and something else. When you spoke about the characters, you may speak louder or less louder. And you may show your emotions as well, your own emotions, so that you reflect what you feel and you engage the audience more into your speech and into material. And you spoke about music today. And music is very different. It is liveful, but your speech sounded more like a lecture. It was quite monotone. It was a little bit difficult to understand and to stick to the material so that it remains interesting for me. So maybe try to use different pitches of voice, different intonations. This made the whole performance a little bit disharmonious. You speak about music and you're monotonous. What I want to focus on is the end of your presentation. You ended it with a question, with a great philosophical question, which I think is fantastic. It's a fantastic instrument because it leaves the audience with some inner thoughts, with some reflections, and I leave the audience still having your speech in their heads. But this sounded as well a little bit disrupt. So you just stated the questions and that's all. If you used more intonations into when pronouncing it, maybe ending it with some lower pitch of voice so that the audience even had to listen more carefully, this would make a bigger impression. What you may challenge yourself with is to get rid of the notes in your hands. When you get rid of the notes in your hands, this frees you up for gestures. And maybe this will not distract your mind because when you have the notes, you may stick to it as a help so that I always have the chance to look into them. When you don't have them, you may feel more focused. And one of the officers' trainings, we get an advice that if you should know your speech by heart. You should know your material, you shall be your material. And so your memory will be freed up to be used for other things, such as gestures, such as intonations, such as maybe something more theatrical, so that you may play different roles on the stage, so that you move freely and you think about this. Oh. Overall, this was a great performance. I liked it. I think that the audience liked it. You are a great speaker and you have a large way in the club and you will learn everything. Please try to focus on your vocal variety and be more liveful on the stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alexander. It was like poker combination. I bet for Daniel, but the lucky winner is Alexander with track of time. For newcomers, you understand now how the time goes on the stage. The actor, evaluator, performer can speak an hour and he thinks it's several minutes because it's another time, another. I wish you all to go to the stage someday and become member of Toastbusters Club and perform brilliant speeches. And now we move on very quickly report and lucky report from minor roles. And first person accounter Anna Rubinina would like to invite you on the stage.
So I have no choice and should make it very short. So the people who should work on their pause, on their unnecessary sounds are Arina, Irina, and Ksyusha. And I would also add to this list Sasha Baranov. Yes, and Alina, I think she followed my advice and spoke very slowly, made pauses. So you had a few clearer sounds. And the people we should look up to are Valeria Pogorelova, Daniel Filonov, Daniel Filonov, Sasha Uzyanov. And, you know, I was impressed by our beginners. I would call Lazar and Dmitry. You used almost no filler sounds. Thank you. And Samira, like sighing during her speech. So probably you should somehow switch on some energy and sound more energetic. Okay.
Thank you very much, dear Anna. I do not use filler words because my small vocabulary. And now, let's invite to this. Who is grammarian? No one. Kristina Zaitseva, our dear timer.
So about timing, Lazar was the person who panicked the most, but was the only one who was in time. Yeah. Dmitry was exceed the time barriers just a bit for 20 seconds. I think it's okay. Yes, and Irina, you a bit overcome the time barriers for almost 2 minutes. But I think your topic was really wide, and for this reason, you need a bit extra minutes for presenting your thoughts. That's all.
Thank you very much, Kristina. Brilliant timer on time. Now, we do not have, but I should, some words from General Evaluator. Thank you very much, dear Toastmaster of the Day, Samira, for your introduction, interaction, personal story, and some funny story, yes, which took place all over the meeting, but except evaluation, because I was called by table topic master to the stage, and also table topic session also without any story from your side. Maybe next time you will use for every session some smaller stories. Samira stories, yes. And also I like the way our table topic master arranged. It's how to say, symbolize some poker. It's chance, yes, it's card game, and also subject question dedicated to our topic. It's together. It sounds and looks great. Thank you for that. Overall, meeting was terrific. Like always, we don't have much time, but we have still quiz masters. Quiz. Quiz master session.
Juicy questions. Are you ready to have them? Okay. So the first one, what is the main argument against the ecology getting worse, according to Dmitry? The main argument against the ecology getting worse.
Life expectancy.
That's right. So what alteration to the typical formula did the thought of the day introduce? And instead versus, that's right. What are the terms in the science of psychology for the two mindsets regarding our ability to control our life?
Internal,
And external, that's right. So now a personal question. Why did Samira need to get the top mark for physical chemistry? More, yes, scholarship, to save her scholarship, as she put it. When did Laza first come to Toastmasters? That's right. What decision has Laza made recently? Not quite.
To stand on his feet like properly.
More firmly, right. Mm-hmm. What subjects did Valerie major at uni? Yeah, that's right. What was the charity Lara worked for involved with?
Disabled people.
Mm-hmm. And finally, yes. And finally, what are the ways we perceive a person? Oh, it's a very simple. Think about senses. Yes. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, guys.
One more question. How many friends does Samira have after this exam?
And envious.
And I'm lucky, my dear friends, to invite to the stage our president to close the meeting.
Thank you guys for lovely meeting as always. And I would like to invite to the stage the person who presented the very first project, the icebreaker, Lazar, and present him the icebreaker ribbon. And I would like to present the award for the best table topics speech, and it is our very experienced member, Valeria Podorino.
Thank you. Very experienced member, Samira. Denko?
Oh, I think you may stay on the stage.
Oh, yes, I have a very experienced members up and down. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, and Mike. It's green. Oh, it's my favorite color. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we're not just a club, there's a whole community with many other clubs. And in April, there's an opportunity to go to Almaty, Kazakhstan, one of my favorite cities I've discovered recently, for an international Toastmaster conference. It is arranged by our colleagues in Kazakhstan and also with some help of our Russian Toastmasters. The conference will be in English. There will be workshops, international speakers. It is on the 18th of April. I will post more details in our Toastbusters Telegram chat. But if you want, there's going to be the full day conference on the 18th of April. And they're also planning activities and after parties, which I know we all like, that will also be included in the program. So in your calendars, 18th of April, come, come, come. I've already bought my tickets. Samira?
Okay, so next time we meet in 2 weeks on 25th of March. I invite all of you to the after party, and we will take a group photo now. Thank you.
Дашенька, спасибо, что пришла. Мы прощаемся с
Спасибо,
тобой.
что пригласили. Так, на следующей вечеринке я с вами, коллеги. Не забудьте про меня.
Приходи, мы тебя...
мы ждем.
Сделаю
Мы тебя сейчас включим большую для групповой фотографии, поэтому не отключайся, ладно?
всё, отлично.
Все, ты уже большая, улыбайся.
О, no! О, no! ¿Qué pasó?
Я не знаю с ним.
Нет, все нормально.
Все хорошо, все здесь.